Spent some time with Ray Allen, Miami Heat guard. You know, Ray, it still sounds weird to say that. Are you comfortable when you hear that, Miami Heat guard Ray Allen?
It is weird. There's no question about it, but I always get weird when I hear somebody call me by my whole name anyway. So, you know, it's just kind of part of the territory.
Well, what's your nickname?
A lot of people call me Sugar Ray.
Yeah, but I can't give you that one.
Well, I mean, I know, but that's just what some people call me.
I used to call you Ray Ray. I don't know why, but I'd call you Ray Ray.
That's what I call my son.
Oh, okay. All right. I love Ray. You're big Ray Ray.
Yeah, I'm big Ray Ray.
Have you gone South Beach? You know, have you changed your lifestyle? You got the white suit on with the shades. You gone David Caruso on me?
No, not quite. But you know, when you're in Miami, the one thing that you realize is there's so many different facets to Miami, and you know, you can't dress. You know, you end up walking around in shorts and flip flops and tank tops all day long around here.
How's the jumper?
Jumper's looking good. It's feeling really good. Been in the gym all week, so it's feeling pretty good.
Okay, how much would you work out during this summer?
Well, this summer, since I had ankle surgery, I didn't do much. I just kind of sat around and let my joint heal a little bit. And, you know, I didn't even play golf a lot.
Wow. You must have really been hurt.
Well, I just had to give my body the honest recovery time. So when I did start playing, I was easy money on the golf course this summer. So,
do you remember when we played golf? Were we with Jesse Ventura that day?
We were, and he was saying, you know, he was just an interesting guy. He was definitely interesting.
Well, he had the security guy. Remember, he had his security detail with him, and he never hit a ball out of bounds. It always seemed to end up right on the edge of going out of bounds.
Yeah, and then we asked you, did we see where it went? We were like, yep, it's right in the fairway, Jeff.
And then Dante Culpepper played with us. He thought that you had to play, that it was just 9 holes. Remember when we got done with 9 holes, he goes, all right. And we go, what are you doing? We got 9 more holes. He goes, oh, no, we don't.
Yeah, he was playing that Army golf out there, that left, right, left. He was hitting it everywhere.
He's Ray Allen, the Miami Heat guard. Ray, joining us on the Dan Patrick Show. Spent some time with Doc Rivers at the Olympics, and we did talk about you leaving, and he said, you know, it was painful. It hurt because he viewed you guys as family. How tough was it for you to tell Doc that you weren't going to stay in Boston?
It was. I mean, before I even got to Doc or the organization, it was tough to talk about my family and think about we potentially want to leave. So it was. You know, it's still even tough thinking about it because you know you have to, you know, starting over a whole new life in a new place, putting the kids in school and getting them acclimated to, you know, a new city and new lifestyle. So it was tough all the way around the board.
If they didn't bring in Jason Terry, would you still be there?
I think there's potentially a greater chance, but it was tough because you know once free agent came around, you know you have as a free agent you have so many ideas positions and possibilities, and you know in this situation it was like, well, you know, for myself and you know definitely, you know, my future, I still feel like I had a lot of basketball left in me, and so you know I wanted to go somewhere where at least they're going to make sure they're going to try to make me a priority and bring me back. So it did seem like they were going in a different direction when they brought Jason Terry in there, and I still feel good even though I had surgery. My body feels great, and I'm still ready to put so much basketball out there and just, you know, be out there on the floor and you know, play some games.
Who recruited you harder, LeBron or Dwayne?
Well, you know, it was interesting because every time they tweeted something about with my name in it, whether it was LeBron or Dwayne, it had a huge impact on you know the people around me. You know, friends of mine, because they always thought it was cool because they don't know LeBron or Wade, but they just, you know, watch them on TV. And, you know, those two guys are, you know, they're pretty good guys. I've gotten a chance to know them just over the course of their careers in the NBA. So whenever they said something, the people around me always thought it was neat that they were, that they would reach out and, make that connect to try and get me on their team.
Did you talk to Coach Calhoun since his announcement?
Not in the last day or so, but I was up at UConn working out all last week. So, I got a chance to see him. He's still in the gym. He's still, sitting on the side watching those guys. The young guys come in and, talking about the game and talking about the players. So, the thing about it is such a great situation that he's been in for such a long time. And, it's the end of an era. He built such a huge program. If you look at where UConn came from 20 years ago to 25 years ago till now, we're playing in the field house and we're in the Yankee Conference, and he built such a huge program that, now, Kevin's going to take the reins, and we're going to see really how strong the program is, because it's a basketball school, men and women.
You got to help me, though, because there are times when he'd be in the huddle, and I have guys who would tell me that they didn't understand everything he was saying, because with his accent, the way he talks so fast. Did you pick up what he was saying when he was in the huddle?
Well, the key with Coach was that you just wanted to make sure that his anger wasn't directed at you. So a lot of times I didn't have to listen because I knew he was yelling at somebody else, and I was like, okay, cool. I made my free throw. I got back on defense. I don't have to worry about all that yelling. That's directed to somebody else. So, early I learned that, you just do your job and make sure that you are present, and then, the rest of the yelling and screaming is going to be directed at somebody else. And then after a while, then you start saying, dude, just don't pay no attention to it. You just got to go out there, do your job, and it's going to go on to somebody else.
The Danettes were wondering if you shot 100 free throws blindfolded. How many?
If I shot 100 blindfolded?
Yeah, how many would you make?
How many would I make? I would make, out of 100, I'd probably make, I would say maybe 50%.
Oh, okay. I had you a little bit more than that.
Hey, I appreciate your confidence in me, but maybe if I took the blindfold off before every shot and I adjusted and then I shot it, but that's a tough shot. I can make it. I could, out of 10 blindfold, I could probably make 7 or 8. But once you get to 100, you're going to miss a lot because you're kind of off a little bit.
What if we were shooting from 3-point range?
I'd probably make 100 then.
It's different. You feel more comfortable there.
No, actually, the free throw line is really is kind of my barometer for everything. So when I feel like I'm off, I'll go right to the free throw line, because it kind of settles me in, because you really work on your form and your release. You don't let your legs get into it. You got to work on timing. But when you really work on muscle memory is when you start getting out, be on that 3-point line, moving yourself around from left to right, coming off screens, like working on getting that lift in the air so your release is the same. So the free throw line is kind of, my epicenter for what I do, and, just shooting the ball. And I don't consider myself a 3-point shooter. Just being able to get the ball and shoot the ball from any part on the floor is kind of what I try to work on.
Good to visit with you, Ray, and good luck there in Miami. Thanks for joining us.
All right, Danny. Thank you. I appreciate it.
All right. Ray Allen.